Legal analysis of the Supreme Court of Pakistan. Judgment. Case summary. The petitioner, Ghulam Shabir, was convicted of murder and sentenced to death by the trial court. His sentence was upheld by the High Court and subsequently by the Supreme Court. In this review petition, Shabir argued that he had already served a life term and therefore his death sentence should be commuted to life imprisonment. Key issues and findings. Double punishment. The court addressed the issue of whether Shabir could be punished twice for the same offense. It relied on previous cases such as Dilawar, Hussein Hassan, and Khalid Iqbal to establish that a life sentence served in prison is a distinct punishment. Therefore, if a death row inmate has served a life term, imposing the death sentence would constitute double punishment. Principle of expectancy of life. The court recognized the principle of expectancy of life, which states that if a death row inmate has served a period equal to or longer than a life sentence, the delay in finalizing the case can be considered a mitigating factor for commuting the death sentence. Inhuman conditions in death row. The court highlighted the harsh conditions faced by death row inmates, including solitary confinement, limited movement, and mental stress. It argued that these conditions can be considered additional punishment, especially when the inmate has served a lengthy sentence. Systemic delays. The court criticized the delays in the judicial process and the execution of sentences, which can lead to prolonged suffering for death row inmates. It called for reforms to address these issues. Decision. Based on these factors, the court granted Shabir's petition and commuted his death sentence to life imprisonment. The court emphasized that the petitioner had served a significant portion of his life in prison, including a substantial period in death row. The court also acknowledged the systemic delays in the judicial process and the inhumane conditions faced by death row inmates. Implications. This judgment reinforces the principle that a life sentence served in prison is a distinct punishment. It also highlights the importance of considering the conditions faced by death row inmates and the delays in the judicial process when determining appropriate sentences. The court's call for reforms to address these issues is a significant step towards ensuring a more just and humane justice system in Pakistan. Additional considerations. While the court's decision is a positive development, it is important to note that this case is specific to the facts and circumstances presented. The application of the principle of expectancy of life may vary in future cases depending on the individual circumstances. Additionally, the court's call for reforms to the judicial system and prison conditions is a long-term endeavor that will require ongoing attention and effort